Good evening, everyone. This is the midweek update for August 24th and 25th. Tomorrow, Jackson Hole begins. Only Harker speaking around noon, but Friday to me is just a write off. You have Jay Powell on the mic. You've got Harker talking, I believe, pre market and into the open. I think that'll be a bit of a messy session as far as trading it goes. What have we had so far on the week? Well, Monday we failed to make new lows. Here's that Sunday session, or sorry, Friday session. Monday failing to make new lows. Instead, moving on over to Tuesday, getting that continued move upwards. Tuesday failed to hold the gap. It gapped up nicely and then just kind of crapped out, but it kept on holding that 95 number. The weekly open was there. I think the prior day's VWAP close was there, all sorts of stuff. But what I was mostly paying attention to was that weekly open. We stayed bid there. All of the Tuesday, Wednesday overnight session was bid as well, and Wednesday was just a trend up day. I think the biggest rotation downwards was something like 6 or 7 points until 2 p.m., and even that only gave something like I don't know, 13 points to the downside before the Nvidia squeeze. Nvidia, I didn't pay attention to their earnings, but I imagine they were good. I saw it gapped up, or sorry, the after hours was pumping upwards, so I assume it was okay. Uh, so where are we, and where do we not want to lose for shorts and longs? Well, we're about to make a nice little head and shoulders pattern. I think I mentioned this last week that I was expecting us to kind of rally up to this 44.80-ish spot at some point, and then see if we could fail and make lower lows down into here. So that's where we are at that point. So longs want to see us clear this area. Let's call it 40. Let's say up to about 45.05 or 45.15ish. 45.07, I believe, is last week's high. So, ideally they want to see that get cleared and get into sort of that 45, well over these kind of highs, right? Clear these, and then we should be okay to clear all these highs moving forward and get back into this balance over here. So, longs want to see us breach this little balance, this little high resistance zone, whatever you want to call it, and then get into breaking this last week's external trading hours high. Shorts, on the other hand, longs do not want to lose, I would say, 44.36. That's where we had bids here. That's where we offered, and then that's where we had the kind of origin of our breakout occur. Um, that also lines up nicely with the 95% monthly value area low from last month. So in the event that gets taken out, I would expect us to continue downwards, take out that monthly low once again at 44.19 half, and then continue to move downwards. If instead we move upwards, we're looking at another little squeeze occurrence, and we will be getting into this balance here. This is the same sort of zone that I was just talking about on this chart over here. Uh, Maybe I got there we go. Uh, this, you can see it on the other screen. This is over here. This is over here, right? So if we start to get above last week's RTH high, we probably take out the external trading hours high, and you probably do get a squeeze scenario. And in that scenario, shorts have screwed up. We get our end of month rally. Uh, you end up with the S&P pretty much flat for August, like it usually is. Uh, that's the more seasonal scenario. Shorts instead want to see us hold here ideally, even up to here, 4502-ish, maybe at the highest, 4500, 4590-ish. That first half of the year is high at 98. The 95% weekly value area high from last week at 96s. There's a point of control at 93s. The first half of the year's close at 86s. All this sort of stuff, and then get a move back below 36s, and then we can have some sort of liquidation scenario, break all those stops at 95 from Tuesday, and then make our way to continue downwards. So that's how I'm looking at it on the ES. On the NQ, this thing has ripped up a considerable amount. We're back to that 342 number, that 95% value area high from 2022. The first half of the year is at 331. We're back to that sort of number. And you've got last week's second standard deviation of VWAP as well at 349. So, of course, the NQ ripping in line with the NVIDIA earnings. We are above last week's RTH high at 273s as well, right here. Uh, we are we've broken the external trading hours highs as well from last week. So similar to the ES, NQ also flirting with some sort of head and shoulders y looking pattern. I wouldn't say longs are totally in the clear until we get above 475, that first half of the year's high. So for me, just like how we're at 4384ish, 4484ish, to me, longs are not in the clear until we breach 475. And if we do, if we do kind of breach this high, whatever this is, 500ish, 497, 495, around here, break this as well, 475 to 500. If we breach that, once again, you're looking at a move back to kind of that August open. Now, just like how longs do not want to lose 44.36, I think longs on the NQ don't want to lose about 160. I think much like on ES, I think 160 being that 161s being the 95% monthly value area low from July. You lose that, I think you're back to taking out that swing low at 63s, 15,063 being the July low on RTH. You take that out, and then once again, you run all these stops, and you can get into this sort of lower area. So that's how I'm looking at it going into Jackson Hole. There will be a daily plan for tomorrow, Friday likely not. Hope that makes sense. Hope that helps. Still a little bit short biased. I know, crazy to say, given I don't know, we're ramped up 400 points or whatever since 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 the Wednesday overnight low. Um, yeah, I'll be leaning on MGI tomorrow, but anyway, we'll get into that on the daily plan. That's just a weekly update for you guys. Have a great night. Trade safe.